Kody Brown, star of the long-running TLC series Sister Wives, has once again found himself at the center of speculation after openly discussing the possibility of adding another wife to his plural family. His comments have sparked a mixture of curiosity, disbelief, and criticism, given the highly publicized breakdown of his marriages in recent years. The subject has always been delicate, but Brown's decision to entertain the idea publicly comes at a time when the family's future remains fractured. Fans of the series, who have followed the Brown family's ups and downs for over a decade, are left wondering whether the notion of another wife reflects hope for renewal or an unwillingness to accept the past. Brown has long positioned himself as a committed polygamist, framing his lifestyle as one rooted in faith and family expansion. Yet, the practical reality has often contradicted the idealistic image he once presented. Over the last several years, 3 of his wives, Christine, Janelle, and Mary, have left the marriage, each citing struggles with his attention, control, and lack of equality. Robin, his youngest wife and the only one who remains legally tied to him, has openly admitted to feeling isolated by the family's collapse. In this context, Kody's musings about another wife appear complicated, if not controversial. To some, they represent an attempt to reclaim the polygamous dream that first brought his family to reality television. To others, they signal a refusal to confront the deeper fractures that led to its unraveling. The suggestion of bringing someone new into the family raises questions about whether the foundation could realistically withstand another addition. Christine, who was the first to leave, has spoken candidly about the emotional neglect she experienced and the deep rift that developed between herself and Kody. Janelle, too, pointed to years of conflict and disappointment, describing their marriage as unbalanced and emotionally draining. Mary's split, though long foreshadowed by estrangement, also underscored the lingering wounds caused by betrayal and miscommunication. With all 3 women stepping away, many viewers argue that Kody should focus on repairing his existing relationships, particularly with his children, rather than pursuing a new wife. Still, Kody's statements about the future reveal a man who remains tethered to the ideals of polygamy, even when the reality has cost him dearly. He has suggested that plural marriage continues to be part of his identity, and while he acknowledges the pain of his losses, he stops short of disavowing the practice. His critics argue that this demonstrates a lack of growth or accountability, pointing out that the breakdown of his marriages cannot be fixed by simply adding someone new. Supporters, however, believe his willingness to consider another wife highlights resilience and a continued belief in the spiritual mission that guided his family in the first place. Beyond the interpersonal drama, Kody's comments also reflect broader debates within polygamous communities about tradition, modernity, and survival. In recent years, polygamy has become less publicly defended, with many former adherents moving toward monogamy or leaving religious structures altogether. For Kody, the idea of another wife may be less about romance and more about reasserting an identity at a time when his public image has been shaken. His show has thrived on conflict and personal revelations, and the introduction of a new wife would undoubtedly provide the kind of storyline that sustains ratings. Yet such a move could also backfire, alienating fans who have sympathized with the wives who walked away. Family dynamics complicate the matter further. Many of Kody's older children have spoken against polygamy, calling it damaging and unequal. Some have even distanced themselves from both their father and the family's lifestyle, preferring more traditional relationship structures. A new wife could deepen these divides, sparking further resentment among children who already feel neglected. On the other hand, Robin, who has often been described as Kody's favorite, might see the addition of another wife as a threat to her position, despite having once expressed support for the principles of plural marriage. As the family story continues to unfold on television, speculation about Kody's future will remain a focal point. The possibility of another wife is not merely a personal decision, it is one laden with cultural, spiritual, and entertainment-driven implications. To some, it represents a stubborn clinging to a dream that has already collapsed. To others, it is proof that Kody has not abandoned his faith, even when it has cost him his closest relationships. Regardless of where the truth lies, the conversation reveals the enduring tension between ideals and lived reality, a tension that has defined the Brown family from the very beginning. What remains certain is that Kody Brown is unlikely to fade quietly from the spotlight. Whether or not he chooses to take another wife, his musings have reignited debate about the sustainability of plural marriage in modern America, as well as the personal cost of pursuing such a lifestyle. For now, fans and critics alike will continue to watch closely, dissecting every word and action as the Sister Wives saga continues its unpredictable course.